Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to tell you guys about 30% off Starforcing versus 5, 10, 15 Starforcing. We have both of these events that are going to be happening within this event cycle. And I've been getting a lot of questions about whether someone should start on 30% off or should they start on 5, 10, 15. And I've said a few times in videos, comments on stream, how 30% off is only good for items that you don't safeguard. But I want to explain why that is and what that exactly means, because I've seen it so many times where people go into a 30% off event, they walk away from the event with much less gains than expected, or even weaker because they didn't really know what to expect and they kind of brick themselves. So I want to help try and prevent you guys from wasting your mesos and optimize your gains as much as possible with this upcoming 30% off that's literally going to be today as I upload this video, or 5, 10, 15 in the future. So if you don't know what 30% off is, essentially when you are Starforcing an item, let's say I Starforce this, you see how it costs 164k. Obviously there's MVP discount. It would just be 30% off from this cost. It's really simple, right? But the thing about 30% off that's very tricky is if you were to safeguard an item, like for example these Estella earrings, when you safeguard an item, the cost doubles. So you can see it's 36.5, but with the MVP discount goes to 32.8, right? So you would think that the cost doubles from 32.8, so it would be around 65.6, right? But actually it goes to 69.3. And the reason for that is the doubling is from the base value. So any discount that's applied doesn't matter. The doubling is from the base value. So instead it adds 36.5 to this 32.8, and then you get 69.3. And that's true even for 30% off. So if we use really easy numbers to demonstrate this, let's say it costs 100 mesos to star something, right? And then you apply a 30% discount to it. That would mean it's 70 mesos, right? And we know that safeguarding doubles the cost. So you would think that safeguarding would make it 140. But that's not actually how it works. How it works is you have your 100 base, apply the 30% to it, 30% off, you get 70. And then if you were to safeguard, it wouldn't do 70 times 2. The safeguarding would be applied to the original value like we showed earlier. So that means the total cost would actually be 170, and it wouldn't be actually like 30% off the way that it might intuitively seem like it would be. So it turns out that if you were to safeguard on 30% off, you're really not getting that much of a discount in reality, and it's still pretty expensive to do. So that's why I say it's better to do 30% off on items that you don't safeguard at all, items that you have unlimited spares of. And to be super quick, if you don't know what safeguarding does at all, it makes it so that your item cannot boom before 17 stars. So if you're trying to star something like a slime ring, for example, and you don't have that many of them, you would want to safeguard them because you don't have that many spares. But if you're doing something like CRA, which you might have like so many spares, well, I don't have that many anymore, but you might have like hundreds, dozens, or even hundreds of spares of these, you wouldn't want to safeguard it because you have so many. You don't really risk much by booming it. So if we look at the Starforce calculator, which will be linked below, let's say we want to do our CRA gear on this 30% off, or maybe we want to do it on 5, 10, 15. Which one would be better? So CRA is level 150 gear. It's normal type gear. It's not tyrant gear. You obviously star catching you should always do. And let's say you don't safeguard because you listen to me and you're like, I have unlimited CRA spares, I don't need a safeguard. Starts at 0, you want to get it to 22, you don't have MVP discount, and it's 30% off. 10,000 trials to make things a little bit more accurate. Calculate. So you'll see that the average is 9.7 and median is 7. For me personally, I found that the median is generally more accurate for most people's experiences, but obviously there's variance. You could get fucked over, you could get lucky, who knows. And you'll have an average booms of 6.6 or median booms of 4. So what happens on 30% off is because you're not safeguarding, you're probably gonna boom pretty frequently, but the cost is pretty cheap, so it's 7 bill. Now let's look at the exact same settings, but instead it's a 5, 10, 15. You can see that it's actually slightly more expensive on 5, 10, 15, and you only boom a little bit less. So it turns out that 30% off actually is slightly better for items that you do not safeguard and you have unlimited spares of. It actually is a little bit better. So if you guys were to be doing CRA, let's say it's on your mule or your main or something like Golex belt fodders, then 30% would actually be a little bit better than 5, 10, 15, assuming you have unlimited spares. But let's go back to 30% and then let's safeguard all of a sudden. Let's say you want to do like your Arcanes on 30% off and you want to safeguard them. So Arcanes are level 200, you're trying to get them to 22 and you're safeguarding them. So it's 25 25 to 36 bill, right? Like that's a very expensive cost for and that's with the 30% off. So if it was off event, it'd be even more. But if you were to do it on 5, 10, 15 instead, and you were to safeguard, it's significantly less, like 5 bill less per piece. That's a lot. You're saving so much money if you were to do it on 5, 10, 15. So to keep it super simple, please remember that 30% off is only good for items that you don't safeguard. Now, technically, it's also good for items that are like at 21, because if you're at 21, 5, 10, 15 doesn't do anything, and you would get a little bit of a discount if you're just trying to go for 22. But if you want to recover that item if it booms, then you definitely don't want to safeguard it. Now, another thing that I want to mention is if you're somebody that's just trying to, let's say, 17 star your gear, right? You're trying to get like 17 star arcanes and you want to safeguard them. It's not going to cost that much, whether it's on 30% off or 5, 10, 15. There's not that big of a difference, 1.5 to 1.9 bill. Obviously, if you take it in terms of percentage, it is a big difference in percentage, but sometimes there could be value in using a 30% off just to get a little bit of gains to help you train more. And then since you can train more in one shot easier, you'll be able to save even more for the next event. So if you're somebody that's like that, like you're just trying to 17 star your gear, I think it's okay to use 30% off, even if you're safeguarding. In reality, 5, 10, 15, of course, is better. But if that's what you really need to one shot or to maybe start doing a new boss, then it probably is better to do it just so you can reach that content faster. But yeah, I just wanted to make a really quick video to try and help you guys because today is 30% off. And I know a lot of people are probably going to spend a lot more money than they should on items that they probably shouldn't have started on 30% off and then boom it and be mad. So yeah, this is my warning to you guys. Listen to my advice. You'll get stronger. Anyways, if you reached the end of the video, thank you so much for watching the entire thing. Quick video, there's going to be more videos coming soon as well. Obviously, make sure you join the Discord if you haven't already. Pull up to the Twitch, and of course subscribe because it helps me out so much. And if you got to the very end of this video, the very end, I want you to say the word Tekeno. I want you to say the word Tekeno so I know you watched the whole thing and you're a real one. With that all being said though, have a wonderful day. Shout out to my members: Blazefire, Shooms, Shagad, Ravi Espa, Koga, Skittles, Dante Victory, CK, Jay, Kyle, Vampiric X, Fresh and Juicy, Assassin, Henzo, Henrique, and Kelvin. I appreciate you guys so much, and thank you everybody who submitted fan art. You can always submit it in the Discord and it'll be put at the end of every video. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.